concert goes to the same gas depot as Exxon Mobil or whatever the hell down, the Summit or whatever the heck I know they go down there someplace. There's a big gas depot down there. Most, they buy theirs the same way anybody else buys it. So it's a little bit better price, but
But it's one of those
you're
things.
not going to save $1 a gallon.
Yeah. It's one of those things that all depends what they're willing to give us
Right.
along with it.
Right.
And everything's negotiable. If we can do better, fine. If we can't, we try it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and just the convenience factor would be nice.
Right. And you can contract gas from any company, like I said, but the problem with the little bit that we use, if you contract it for $2.87 a gallon now, and in July it's $2.57, you're still paying $2.87. So there's really no benefit for as little as we use to contract. So,
I'm just gonna do a little math
yeah,
tomorrow
you
morning
can
and
probably
see how
say,
much
I
we actually
gave, told
use.
Jeff, you got Avalon gas and Palatine oil.
Well, I think the main thing we want to do is probably, it sounds like, compile a list of things that we need or want to look into, and then Jeff is going to have to research them.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, I know I've used Avalon for the generators at the well houses before, they just come in with a big truck and fill them up. So I'll certainly give them a call. And then we'll talk to, I've got the Chuck Anderson, I'll call him and,
all right, now here's another thought going into the new budget, is what we want to do, what is really necessary, and what is just ornamental, if you will, how elaborate we want to go, because we want to change we want to have this property connect, so to speak, with that property. I think we want to have, so when you drive in here, you could also turn and access that property.
yeah.
And then, I don't know that buffered, it might be an ideal thing in some ways, but we want to have a walkway, right? I mean, at least something just to get us over there without
Yeah.
crawling through the bushes.
No cuts, no more.
All you'd have to do is pull out one tree, put it in the sidewalk.
Yeah, I would imagine probably right off of this door or somewhere.
But I'm mentioning it because it's an expense. I'm not saying we have to go crazy, but it will be an expense, so just putting that out there. And think about what you really want and need and what is just decorative. Decorative we can worry about later. Any other thoughts? Things we should be considering or getting prices on?
Are we going to advertise for renters, or are we just going to word of mouth at this point?
Well, today we just got the first information, and actually Gary Walkington got this for us, and I have a few calls out. I may have messages that I haven't retrieved yet because I was at meetings earlier this afternoon, but about what the going rate is for storage per square foot. So we got one figure from somebody from Gary, that Gary knows, that's a very reliable source, and we were just going to get a couple other comparisons. So I think we need to nail that down. And then, yeah, I think we should advertise, definitely. I mean, we put some feelers out, we have some people that want to talk to us, but I think now's the time to either get them in and get them committed, or say we're going to go advertise. So I think we would know the figures certainly within the next couple days of,
Yeah. And actually,
What the
what I have to
ranges.
do is I'll have to go meter off exactly what the square footage of one bay actually is. We'll do that.
And that makes a difference too on how many square feet you're actually letting out. The figure I got was on like 2,400 square feet, 30 by 80, 2,400 square feet. You got 14,000 something over there?
Yeah, I think
That's
there's,
so,
yeah, I think the shop
Which is
space
big,
is
you know,
25.
Yeah, you can figure out each bay, I guess.
Yeah, I need to figure out exactly what each bay is,
Or half of
so
it.
then
It all, and you can always adjust it to, you know, there are gonna be some people you would rather rent to than others, I'm sure.
Well, the other thought is, you know, if, for example, somebody we contract with, we have to be very careful. But I was talking to Jim Rock, I think that if it's somebody that does work for the village, we could per se say that if they get a discount of X%, it would have to be a policy, and I think it would have to be across the board with anybody. You couldn't pick and choose and say, oh, this one gets 20% off and this one gets 30% off. It would have to be a set policy. But we need to also firm that up with Jim. So like if Dave Coulter or Dave Schultz, you know, were to rent space.
You'd have to, if the village wasn't gonna pursue a discount for a vendor.
Right.
Yeah, it'd have to be the same.
Yeah, it'd have to be the same. We have to be fair. Okay, well, any additional thoughts or ideas, I mean, just please shoot me or Jeff an email, and we'll follow up on it.
I think I can put that in there. Shoot me. Very brave there.
Well, I would imagine that tomorrow I should probably measure out a bay.
Yeah.
So we have a square footage and then get that information to you. So once we get the other figures in from whomever else. So we know what to charge, so that we decide we want to start advertising, we can say, okay, we get X amount of square feet, that's gonna cost you X amount.
Are all the bays the same size?
They appear to be, yes.
I think the other thing we'd have to consider is if somebody wanted the whole, you know, both door, the whole thing, that you usually discount if they want more square feet than if they wanted a half a bay. You could do two different pricing
We
per
could
square
do
feet.
a half bay.
I'm sorry?
I mean, we could go either, yeah, if somebody wanted to take a full one.
Right. They should get a
better rate,
volume,
a
a
better
better rate because they're taking more square feet.
Let's be a little bit more greedy about this. We're talking about discounts. Let's just come up with a fair rental amount.
No, I'm just saying that in dealing with commercial real estate, that it's based on volume of square feet.
I don't think splitting the bay would be a good idea anyway. I mean, we might have renters in the same
No.
space. At least I would, if I rented a space, I wouldn't want, you know, you'd have to separate it
You'd have to
somehow.
separate more chain link.
Or cheaper.
Or just, yeah, because we talked about dividing them down the center with the chain link for half. A bay would be
Just a
probably
sign
for most.
Do not cross this line.
Okay, any other comments, questions? Okay, we have no issues for executive session. Yay.
Motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.